Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Woof, there we go. A little bit delayed, but welcome back to Farlands or Bust. It is episode 417 of Woof, episode 417 of Woof, and today is Monday, October 13th, 2014. And we are going to continue on to the Farlands West here. We are a little bit confused about the direction we are facing. West here in Minecraft Beta. Minecraft. M-I-N-E-C-R-A-F-F. Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, as we've been doing since March 2011. It's a long journey, and we are not even halfway there, so buckle in. It's going to be a not so bumpy but very long ride, indeed. But to help smooth out those bumps, we are also raising money for Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. You can keep donating. That helps get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. And right now, we are up to $13,393.07 raised this season. Season 5 of Farlands or Bust. Season 5 commenced this past March. So a little bit over 6 months. Well, actually, almost exactly 6 months. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 7 months. Let's say 7 months. It's rounded up. Since Season 5 started of Farlands or Bust, and like I said, we're up to $13,393. So thank you everybody who continues to contribute and ask questions and keeps the progress going here on Farlands or Bust. We've got some wild wolves on the horizon here. Let's go say hello. Let Wolfie socialize, or at least a wild wolf, singular. Yes, indeed. All right, that was just a pleasant little encounter. Oh, here's another one. Yep, I thought there's usually more than one. Got it. So yeah, we're... Oh no! Ha! I've been walking east. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, I'm an idiot. That was... I don't know what got over me there. I saw the sun, and I'm like, we need to walk towards the sunset. But no, that was the sunrise, Kurt. Always have your compass on your bar so you know where you're going. Didn't I just talk about this in like the last episode about how we're walking away from the compass direction because that points back to our original spawn? And here I go and completely ignore my own input. Yeah, this is where we knocked down the floating sand. That was on the thumbnail of the last episode. Good thing I didn't run into an elevated hidey hole. I would have been very confused, at least momentarily. We need some wood, and we can use some sheep, because we're always making beds. Woof! So we always need those resources. Oop, zombies. Probably not. Well, maybe a spawner down there, because this is where we made our hidey hole, so perhaps these chunks were loaded. Let's go down here. I think this is the way we actually went, is it not? I have a very acute sense of deja vu happening right now, as if we've walked this way before. I'll take the arrow. I do not need the bone, however. I'll take these arrows. Although, Wolfie, be very careful of the cacti. Cacti. Be very careful. This way. Yes, well done. Good job, Wolfie. But yeah, a little bit of a weird start to the episode there, but continuing on, as I say, I do want to make a programming note, as I mentioned at the beginning of the month with the channel update. Things are going to be grinding to a halt here pretty soon on my channel, on my YouTube channel, the gaming channel and whatnot, due to mysterious circumstances, which will be revealed eventually. So I think this is probably going to be the last week of Farlands or Bust ever. No, just at least for the month. Probably. Oh, I just watched those despawn right in front of me. Probably for, so we'll have 3 episodes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then it's entirely possible that Far Lands or Bust will not come back until early November. I do have very many episodes of Forza Horizon that are all scheduled through the rest of the month of October, and that is why, if you watch Vintage Beef and his series in Forza Horizon, he actually encountered my Drivatar in his last episode, and my Drivatar was driving a car you haven't seen and was like level 15 or 14, even though I'm only like 3 episodes into my Let's Play. So yeah, I've actually, I'm pretty much like at where Beef is at in his current episodes, but you're not going to see these episodes until the end of the month. So wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. So yeah, we got that, and I'm going to this week record probably more Minecraft Bingo. I just had an episode of that go up yesterday. But then also I want to kind of wrap up some other series that have been in a little bit of hiatus. I want to wrap up the map we were doing on spin tires. Despite my frustrations, I'll wrap up the map. No, that one's actually kind of fun, and some funny things have happened there. But we'll wrap up the current spin tires map. I think I also wanted to wrap up that last season of Grid. I have another racing game I'm just going to do one-off video in. So we have, we want to wrap up the series we were doing in Grid. There's a couple of races left there just to finish that off. Might come back to that later, not sure. Kind of really wrap things up. I'm actually quite surprised at how many I've kind of been able to keep up with videos to a degree, a low degree, but to a degree here in the first 2 weeks of October. I thought I was going to be just gone the entire month, but things it was kind of one of those things, and once again it will all be revealed eventually. But it was one of those things where a lot of stuff was happening, and I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to be available at all. But then everything kind of ground to a halt, and I'm like, okay, I guess I am available. So things are going to grind to a halt though next week. So we'll figure that out. Pumpkins. We'll figure that out, and I do appreciate everybody's patience. And everybody had kind words when I had the video for the channel update. Talking about this sort of stuff, I think. I mentioned this already, didn't I? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch that the earlier this month the channel update video, and you will kind of be less vaguely in the know about what's going on, I guess. But yeah, we'll do that. But don't forget, even though there might not be Far Lands or Bust episodes next week, don't forget about the partial solar eclipse. For those of us here in North America. Ooh, that is definitely a spawner. Whoa! Okay. Whoa. Or not. Or not. Yeah, usually it's a spawner, because they generally can't... Maybe it's not. Huh. Yeah, they generally can't spawn that fast, just by me walking by, unless it is a spawner. But I do not see evidence of a spawner, so we are going to cover this up and continue on. But yeah, don't forget next week, the partial solar eclipse for those of us in North America, favoring those in the Central Plains, Mountain Time, West Coast Time, October 23rd at sunset. Unfortunately for those of you on the far East Coast, it is going to begin after the sun already has set for you. But Chicago, Central Time, Mountain, and certainly the West Coast, your California IAs, and Oregonian IAs, and you know, those sort of things. Alaska's, if you're lucky enough to be living in Hawaii, certainly will be very visible there. I think it's probably going to start at sunrise for like Australia and the Pacific Islands. Probably, I'm not sure. You have to check with your local astronomer, but yeah, that is going to be something cool to experience. Get out the solar eclipse glasses, because it is going to be a partial. It's not going to get as dark to be safe to look at with the naked eye. What are we doing here? Let's just make the elevated hidey hole here on the shoreline, and then we'll continue on. Boop. And the bed. Need that. Very nice. So yes, as the sun sets, the moon will slowly take a bite out of the sun, and it'll be quite cool. Quite cool indeed. And of course, in 3 more years, in 2017, there's going to be a total solar eclipse right down the meat of the United States. I think it's the maximum is going to be somewhere in Kentucky, but that one's going to be definitely far more dramatic, even more so than a partial. But yeah, let's go to sleep, and we will continue on with Far Lands Are Bust in the morning. And eclipseness. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, didn't hurt. Overly dramatic swimming noises. Oh yeah, speaking of kind of other space news, some very interesting news about the secret space shuttle that the Air Force has, the X-37B. It is an unmanned spacecraft, but it looks very much like a small space shuttle. It is a winged aircraft. It has kind of the black heat tile underside. It does have a cargo bay, but one that is about the size of a flatbed truck. They say it's about 1/3 the size of an actual space shuttle orbiter. But there's actually been one up in orbit for over 600 days now. Nobody knows what it's doing. I mean, this is only its 3rd flight, so people think it's still like in the testing phase, but for something being up there for over 2 years, or almost 2 years, excuse me, you'd think it has some sort of mission above and beyond. It is certainly for surveillance, because it has a cargo bay. People theorize possibly it could go up there and either launch or recover or repair spy satellites already in orbit. But the X-37B has been up in space for over 600 days, and they are, obviously they don't, the Air Force isn't going to tell us where it is or when it's going to come back or anything like that, but there are rumors that it could be coming back this week, and it lands at Kennedy Space Center, so whether or not they want us to know about it, people know about it, because it's a public facility and a pretty big landing strip, and it's hard to miss. But also news from that is that the orbiter processing facility at Kennedy Space Center, if you are so lucky as to get into a NASA social or a NASA tweet-up event, they take you on a tour, and one of the places they may take you is to one of the orbiter processing facilities. There are basically the hangars. There are 4 hangars, each for the space shuttles, that after they return from a mission, they would park them in the hangars and retrofritters. Fried retrofitted space shuttles. Retrofit, and I said it again, retrofit, and take out the engines and blah 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 blah. The orbiter processing facility, they're actually converting OPF-1, orbiter processing facility number 1, has been handed over to the Air Force from NASA to use for processing of the X-37B miniature unmanned spy space shuttle. So that is some interesting news. It would have been nice to have instead used that facility for the next generation of spacecraft, non-military spacecraft, but to each their own, I guess. That's how that works out. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye on. There are people. You can't. It is much like the space shuttle or the International Space Station. There are satellite spotters who have been tracking it from the ground, so its orbit is fairly well known. Its capabilities, however, are not, and its ability to change orbit or what it is actually doing up there is not too known. But there are very seasoned, just citizen satellite spotters who keep an eye on it and can note any changes in orbit to kind of estimate when it will be returning to the surface of Earth. And yeah, it returns much like a space shuttle does. It comes through the atmosphere, slows down, and then glides and lands, all automated, because it is, like I said, unmanned. It is robotic. So that interesting stuff. Interesting space stuff. Moo indeed, space cow. Moo indeed. Whoa, careful where you're walking, Kurt. If that was lava, that would have been some seriously singed eyebrows. Indeed. So let's look at a question here from donors to Child's Play charity from Mir and Bella. My 3-year-old daughter, Bella, who I'm assuming is the Bella in the tagline here. My 3-year-old daughter, Bella, loves Far Lands of Bust. Hello. I hope I am still able to keep your interest when I go on and on about, like, Comcast cable industry stuff. That is sometimes my worry, that I'm sometimes too specific in a topic or anything like that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Bella loves Far Lands of Bust and has really been wanting to know why Mr. Kurt... Who is this Mr. Kurt you speak of? He sounds like a gentleman and a scholar and a man of mystery and renowned something. He's, I don't know, cooking talent, I guess? He's a cook. He's a chef, Mr. Kurt. Why does Mr. Kurt... why Mr. Kurt is mean at bedtime and makes Wolfie sleep outside. I bet you had something to do with this, didn't you, Wolfie? Did you not? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't mean to be mean. It is simply because Wolfie sometimes, well, all the time, does not really follow my instructions. In that if I was to wait for Wolfie to come through the door, so much time might pass that a creeper or a skeleton or a zombie might make their way through the door as well. Sometimes he sleeps inside, mostly if it, like, turns out to be raining or not, but also it's worth noting that Wolfie, technically, is not a dog. He is a wolf. I obtained him from the wilderness. He's a wolf, and he is used to the outdoors, and he's kind of a guard, you know, kind of like a guard wolf, in that he sits outside the hidey hole, and then whenever I start the episode, we always wait for Wolfie to bark. That's kind of like the all clear, even though sometimes he even gets that a little bit wrong. He'll say woof, and we'll go out there and go, blow! Creeper explosion. So, yes, I don't mean to be mean. Maybe at the end of today's episode, if I remember. I probably won't remember. But if I remember, ow, I just knocked the headphones off my head. If I remember, that really hurt. Are they still plugged in? Hello? Am I still hearing splashies? Oh, I don't know. I might have actually accidentally unplugged my headphones. But yeah, maybe at the end of... Nope, headphones still work. Maybe at the end of today's episode, because you asked, we'll see if we can't persuade Wolfie to come into the end of the episode hidey hole here. But yes, thank you very much, Mir and Bella, for watching, and of course for helping out Child's Play charity. Indeed, Wolfie? Pant pant? I said, indeed, Wolfie? No? Okay. See? Doesn't quite follow the instructions. Indeed? Woof, yeah, he knows. He doesn't follow the instructions. He knows. I need to take him to, what are those things called for dogs? Obedience class. Obedience class. He says no. He just shook his head. No, he doesn't need obedience class. Indeed. Oh, somebody anonymously donated and asked, are you going to continue the blind seed challenges? Probably donated over the weekend before I uploaded the latest blind seed challenge. Woof, yep, through bingo. So yeah, definitely continuing with those. I think I might win this week's. There's, Brian, Lorgon 111, the good doctor, has come up with like an alternate game mode in that, it's just a 30-minute time limit, and you just try to obtain as many items on the bingo card as possible. And I did quite well, spoiler alert, and posted my time to the Reddit, the Minecraft Bingo Reddit, and so far it is undefeated. Although, since I checked yesterday, I don't know, I didn't check this morning. I'll have to check to make sure I'm still undefeated. So yeah, those are fun. I'll definitely be continuing those. Yeah, thank you very much for the donation and question. Let's see here. A question from a patron at Patreon. This one's kind of deep. Well, I guess it's a little bit on topic because we were talking about we have a 3-year-old Farlander, Bella. Where is this now? From Eric, question at Patreon. Kurt, I just found out that I'm going to be a father yesterday. Congratulations, but that's kind of late notice to let you know that you have spawned a child yesterday. You'd think they would have let you know a little bit ahead of time. You know, like 9 months ahead of time. Jokes! I'm kidding, of course. He probably, hopefully, learned yesterday that he's going to be a father in and or about 8 or 9 months. So, jokes! Just learned I'm going to be a father. Do you have any advice for introducing my child into astronomy from a young age, i.e. educational programs or locations that might be of interest to a youngster? And also, when are you going to jump on the dad train? I think I am going to stay far, far away from that station. But as the sun sets here, I will try to answer this question in the next day here after we take a little nap. Pass through the night. Woof. Wolfie agrees with that. I also want to plunk down the bed and maybe make some more torches. There we go. All right, let's answer this very complex question in the morning. And awakeness. You need some food here. Bloop. There we go. Ooh, that's neat. Ooh, that's not neat. That's break your ankles type of stuff happening here. Oh god, how did I do that? Wolfie, careful! No! You alright? He's just hanging out there. Alright, let's go down. Just be very... Oh gosh, this is a terrible thing to be doing. Alright, Wolfie, stay in the middle of the stream. Stay in the middle of the stream. Perhaps just spawn down here when we get down here. Yeah, okay, I think that's what you did. Whew. I did not realize that was like an undercliff there. Undercliff? Heathcliff? Huxtable? The Jello pudding pops. What is that called? An overhang. That's the word I was looking for. An undercliff. Oh, terminology. But yeah, Eric here asks how to get his yet-to-be-born child into astronomy. Well, I think you probably have to time that a little bit appropriately. They might want to, you know, become self-aware and understand that they have hands and fingers and toes before you break the news to them that they are part of a infinite universe spawned 14.5 billion years ago and are but a mote of dust on a sunbeam in the vast void and emptiness of space. It might be a little bit of a daunting topic for them to grasp. Really so soon. So I mean, first of all, yeah, I'm terrible at such things as these, which is why I don't know that I ever plan on having children of my own. I'm not good with the kids. Like I try, I can't do the kiddie voice. I can't do the little kid, you know, how, you know, people change their voice and change their vocabulary around kids to accommodate them. I just can't do that. Similarly with dogs, I'm a little bit concerned when I do get a dog, you know, people, good boy, Wolfie, good, you know, they have the dog voice, and that's actually, you know, I think it's like good. It is like a, putting inflection in your voice is good, like affirmation that a dog doesn't obviously understand the words, but he understands the inflection. So I'm going to be pretty terrible at that. I should get some sort of whistle instead, maybe. But so yeah, I'm terrible at that. So I'm certainly not anybody who should be considered a teacher of science or space or astronomy to the young'uns. So yeah. But I suppose if you want to introduce them, you just kind of have to make it part of like everyday life. for them. You know, like some parents might, you know, every day watch football, or every day, you know, whenever the sports ball is on, they might have it on in the background and really include their kids in the local sports teams and just kind of get them wrapped up and all into sports. I guess you just have to do the same thing, but with astronomy, is just kind of make it part of everyday life. Like, oh yeah, you know, when you're out, oh, there's the moon. You know, little kids can kind of pick up on the moon pretty quick at night if you point it out. So I suppose that's the way to do it. I know if you do live in like an urban or suburban even area where there might not be that many stars in the sky, then perhaps when they're old enough, I would say like the grade school level, it would be good to take them somewhere where it is considered a dark sky where they can see the Milky Way. I know, wasn't it the big story whenever you ask Neil deGrasse Tyson when he decided to be an astrophysicist? It was after a trip to the Hayden Planetarium in New York, and he saw the stars in the sky, and he's like, this is all fake. There aren't this many stars in the sky. And then it took a trip out to the country, out to rural New York, where he then was able to see the full stars in the sky, the Milky Way, where it like really clicked with him. He was like 7 or 8 years old or whatever it was, and he's like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So he was kind of an anomaly in that he knew exactly what he wanted to do from the get-go, but you know, that's the sort of stuff I think that probably will stick with them above and beyond much else. Obviously, if you want to introduce them to like the Cosmos TV series, if you want to introduce them to shows like Bill Nye, you know, gets them interested in science, I suppose that works. But I am by no means an expert, and nor am I really even comfortable. I mean, even when I was part of an astronomy club, we would have, you know, public outings or public nights at the observatories, and kids obviously would show up. I was always just like, hello, tiny human beings. Here, look at Jupiter, or, you know, something like that. I would really have no really teaching methodology that maybe some of the other people in the club were a little bit better at, kind of being guides and whatnot. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. It also came up, I watched an episode of Space Engineers with Milby, Good, and Co-Star, and they started talking about both Co and Milby were like, I never want to have children ever. And then Good kind of came in. He's like, I was that way too until, but, you know, I changed my mind suddenly. And he has a daughter now, obviously, but that was a very apt topic because I am very much in line with those thoughts. I'm also choking. I'm being punished for my lack of wanting children. Very much in line with the Milbys and the Co-Stars of the world. And it is kind of, it's one of those things that it's kind of like expected, I suppose, especially once you start getting up into my age and further, it is one of those like, oh, when are you having a family, blah, blah, blah. And I'm being rebellious. I'm rebelling against the machine, the perpetual baby-making machine. So no plans, and actually more plans leaning against any mini JMacs of mine in that regard. It's kind of a sensitive topic, so I'm kind of skirting the issue a little bit, but you know, a while when I was little, I was actually like the only male child in my family, so it was kind of, it sounds very weird and kind of archaic, like I was the only one who could carry on the last name, because otherwise I just had my sisters and other cousins who were girls. But lately, in the last few years, actually later in their lives, both of my uncles ended up having sons. So the pressure's off. The lineage does not end with old KurtJMac. So that's good. That's good. So certainly that would have been no reason to have a kid anyway. Well, I guess I have to maintain the surname here for a longer period of time, so I might as well just spawn a vessel for doing so. I make it sound so horrible and clinical. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are always saying, oh, when it's your kids, it's totally different. And oh, blah, 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 blah. But nah, you go on and keep doing that. And that's just great if you have kids. And if hello, sheep jumping. Cannonball! Here, have a cool off a little bit there, guy. Oh, get that. But, yeah. Next topic! Next question, please. Where's the sun? That's a little bit down there, but, here's a question. Here's a quick question from a Grumpy Old Man. Yet another donation from Grumpy Old Man to Child's Play charity. I almost feel like you're just donating many, many small amounts just to keep asking questions. No, that's fine. every amount helps, and of course also asking questions helps me not run out of things to talk about. But he asks, are there any spicy foods you like? I'm not much, I don't see the point of spicy foods for the sake of spicy foods, or, you know, the 100,000 Scoville units. Guatemalan death chili thing, Black Widow pepper, whatever it's called. That really doesn't make much sense to me. I used to like buffalo wings quite a lot, and I did once go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I tried their super duper extreme heat ones, and it's kind of like, okay, I survived it, and that was kind of a fun little thrill, but now I can't taste anything. For the rest of my life. No, for the rest of the day, so the rest of these wings that we've gotten are kind of just warm chicken in my mouth is all it tastes like, so I don't really see too much culinary point in that sort of thing. I know people can be the same thing about like wasabi sauces or curries or salsas, Mexican food, or hot sauces. I used to put hot sauce on my pizza. I don't anymore. I've come to appreciate the taste of the food over just the heat of a condiment or something like that. So yeah, I used to like buffalo wings a lot. Oh, here's a spawner. I know where I'm staying for the night. That's totally a spawner, right? Yeah, that is totally a spawner. Okay, let's get up here. Let's mark this off, just so we remember to get it. And then let's dig. Oh, we're gonna have problems with the hidey hole in sand here, but we'll figure it out. Let's dig the hidey hole over here, and yes, I will remember to bring Wolfie inside, if that is, I can actually create a hidey hole here properly. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. No! No! Dang it! You're too slow, man. Alright, let's do that. Let's dig in here. Oh, dang, I knew that was going to happen. I don't know why I didn't think otherwise. Dang it! Wait. Alright, let's, Alright, let's go down one more, I guess, then, too. Hey, coming in, Wolfie. I'll make this one kind of slightly larger. Oh, I hear flowing water. Yeah, there we go. Wolfie came in. As the moon rises, let's try to block ourselves off. That is not what I wanted to do specifically. There we go. Alright, there we go. We've got a hidey hole here, and Wolfie is with us. Let's try to remember to explore that spawner at the beginning of the next episode. But yeah, not so much anymore. Unfortunately, a lot of the sauces, a lot of the buffalo wings that you get at restaurants and stuff have gluten in them to thicken the sauce or to fry the buffalo wings or whatever. So I cannot partake in such things as these. I like a good salsa, I suppose, but it's not heat for heat's sake. I don't like Tabasco anymore. I don't like hot sauces anymore. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to make my crafting table. So, any spicy foods that you like? I mean, I like pepperoni on pizza, but I don't know that I would consider that spicy. Some people find that to be too spicy, but I do not. Bloop, there we go. Let's make a couple boats also while we're at it. I've been making some like stir fries and curry dishes here at home, but again, they're not super duper spicy. I'm actually a little bit disappointed. I got like a curry thing, and I was doing like a curry and potato and shrimp thing, and you know, it's got the 3 chilies next to it, and I'm like, oh, curry's gonna be hot, but no, I mean, it tasted all right, but no, it really wasn't too hot or spicy or anything like that. But yeah, maybe I used to be in my youth as like a daredevil thing, and that's what they say a lot of the time. Spicy foods, it kind of elicits the same response in your psyche as like a daredevil thing, because your body's like, I shouldn't be eating this. This is dangerous. It's so hot. I'm going to die. And then all the hormones and what are those things when you're really excited? You know, the same hormones as like jumping out of an airplane or bungee jumping start flowing around your blood. But anyway, I digress. Spicy foods. That's a spicy meatball, right, Wolfie? Yeah. This episode was a strange and spicy meatball, so hopefully we can keep that up in the next episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and all these people for contributing to Child's Play charity. Thank you, Bella, for watching, and here, just for you, we have Wolfie inside, enjoying the luxury accommodations here in the hidey hole of the end of episode 417. Right, Wolfie? Woof. Oh, that was kind of before I finished talking, but I'll take it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.